Right. So today we're going deep on something we all do every day. We're going to be talking about drinks.
Oh, beverages.
Yeah. You know,
Interesting.
what are we drinking? What should we be drinking?
Yeah, we all got to drink something, right?
Exactly. And I think there's more to it
Absolutely.
than a lot of people realize. So
Way more.
that's what we're going to be taking a deep dive into today.
I'm excited about this one.
Me too.
I mean, honestly,
Okay.
I don't usually put a ton of thought into my beverages.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of just, reach for whatever's in the fridge
Oh,
or whatever I'm craving in the moment.
I guess I do too.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it, but
Yeah.
I was sent this text recently and I was reading through it.
Oh, yeah, you sent it over to me too.
How to select good beverages.
Uh-huh.
And it really got me thinking.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Like, what makes a beverage good?
Right. It's not always obvious, is it?
No.
So how do we know, like, what we're putting in our bodies is actually, good for us or...
Or is it just good in the moment?
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that is enough sometimes, but I think this text we're looking at is pushing us to think a little bit deeper than that.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about, like, what were some of the most interesting points in this text?
Well, I think the first thing that really jumped out at me was that they had this, like, really useful framework for thinking about beverages.
Okay.
And they kind of broke it down into these 3 categories.
Okay. I like a good category.
Me too. It makes it easy to digest.
Right, get me.
So they had these 3 categories: hydrators, boosters, and treats.
Ooh, treats. Okay, I'm liking that one already.
Yeah, so obviously, like, the hydrators, those are your, your water, your plain tea, things like that. Just kind of, basic hydration, no frills.
It's just straight H2O.
Exactly.
Right.
But then you have the boosters, and those are your drinks that are giving you something a little extra.
Okay.
So that might be like a smoothie with fruits and veggies or, a protein shake, something that's giving you nutrients.
Okay, yeah. So like a functional beverage.
Exactly. And then you have the treats.
Yeah. So where does my, afternoon iced latte fall?
Well, that's a good question because it kind of depends, right? Like a black coffee or an unsweetened tea, those would probably fall under hydrators.
Mm.
But once you start adding sugar and milk and all the good stuff.
Syrups and whipped cream.
Exactly. Then you're kind of edging into treat territory.
Yeah, makes sense.
But that's the beauty of this framework is it's not about saying like, oh, you can never have treats.
Right.
It's more about being mindful of like, how often are you choosing a treat and why are you choosing it?
Yeah. Okay. So we're thinking about the why behind our beverage choices.
Exactly. And that's where it starts to get really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Because this text also goes beyond just like personal choices,
Yeah.
It talks about the impact of our beverage selections on the world around us.
That's a great point.
Right. Like it emphasizes that these seemingly simple choices we make every day can actually have
Ripple effects.
Ripple effects, exactly.
Yeah.
So, for example, choosing drinks that come in recyclable or reusable containers,
Yeah.
supporting brands that prioritize fair trade and ethical sourcing, things like that.
So it becomes a question not just of what's good for me,
Right.
but what's good for the farmers growing those coffee beans,
Exactly.
the communities that are impacted by plastic waste.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so powerful about this text is it's really encouraging us to think beyond just that immediate taste.
Yeah.
And consider the broader consequences of our choices.
The environmental, the social,
Yeah.
the economic.
It's all part of the equation.
Wow. It really makes you stop and think.
It does.
Like every time I reach for a drink now, I'm going to be thinking about it in a whole new light.
Me too. And I
Yeah.
think that's the real goal here, right? It's not about giving you a set of rules to follow.
Right.
It's about empowering you to make informed choices
Yeah.
that align with your values.
So for all of you listening out there,
Yeah,
what are your beverage values?
that's the question.
What are those factors that influence your choices the most?
Think about it next time you're thirsty.
Yeah,
It might just change what you reach for.
absolutely. All right. Well, on that note,
Cheers.
we'll see you next time
See you later.
for another deep dive.
Bye.
Right.